Hello, and welcome to SIDPod, a podcast by the Residence Life staff here at the Catholic University of America. I'm Victor David.
I'm Frank Schleimer.
I'm Matt Bowen.
And I'm Matt Madatu. We are community directors and professional staff here at Catholic. In collaboration with WCUA, the official radio station of the university, our goal with this podcast is to connect with the members of the community and share what is going on in our lives, in residence life, the university, and the field of higher education. So welcome to season 3, episode 4. Woo! And happy 6th-week birthday to the fall 2021 semester. 6 weeks old, so exciting.
I remember when I was 6.
What's that?
I remember when I was 6.
Oh, Victor remembers when he was 6.
Yes.
What was your favorite memory of 6 years old?
There was a blizzard.
Oh, that's exciting.
Good old Illinois weather.
Yeah, you know. Good old Illinois weather. Joliet.
Yep.
Amazing.
We have friends who are going to Illinois soon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear about it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But, yeah, just to sort of start off, Victor, would you like to share your Catholic University fun fact of the week?
Wouldn't I? Well, as we know, the wild card, games have been going on. The Red Sox, I think, just pipped the Yankees to the wild card, if I remember correctly. But did you know that Wally Pipp, who was the starting first baseman for the Yankees from 1915 to the early 20s, was a Catholic U grad?
Oh.
And he was actually the league home run leader, beating his teammate Babe Ruth those years. However, he's probably most well known and remembered for being the person who was ousted for Lou Gehrig to come in and be the starting first baseman for the Yankees. And he started his record-breaking run of, was it over 2,100 games in a row, I think?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, lots of good lineage there.
Yeah.
Lots of good Yankee history. You know, Frank is a big Yankee fan.
Tough loss
Condolences.
last night. Tough loss last night, but
Yeah.
we'll get back on the horse next year. We're on to hockey season.
Right, exactly. There's always next year.
Yeah. It's the life of a sportsman.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you, Victor. Moving right along, do you have a word of the week?
I do, and it's an adjective this week. Yes, we're getting a little
Yeah.
spicy here. The word of the week is plenipotent, which means being invested with or having full power.
All right. Interesting. Do you have any sort of inspiration as why that's your word of the week?
Sure. Well, it reminded me of a West Wing episode when the ambassadors are being accredited to the president. So when you're an ambassador, you're an ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary. Meaning extraordinary because obviously the representative of a country is the head of state, but the ambassador is that person. So extraordinary, and plenipotentiary, meaning that they have all the powers of being the representative of the nation to the host nation. So
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Victor.
you're welcome.
All right. Well, just to sort of get started with everything for this week, upcoming this weekend, we have a longer weekend because this coming Monday is Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day. So I know a lot of residents, students will be traveling potentially, or maybe just sort of relaxing or in celebration of the holiday. So yeah, do you have any fun plans for the weekend?
I'm definitely taking advantage of the sleeping and the downtime. I hope to get some rest and hope our students kind of do that, take advantage of that before midterms start to ramp up and starts to get a bit more stressful. Maybe get ahead on work. Definitely get ahead on some sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta use that weekend to rejuvenate, right?
Exactly.
Love it. What about you, Victor?
Greg and I will be traveling to Minneapolis this weekend for a wedding of 2 former RAs. So shout out to Annie St. Amant and Chris Mulcahy, getting married on Saturday. So we'll be there celebrating and Actually, we'll be back on Sunday, but hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of having Monday off
There you
of
go.
work and
Yeah,
recuperate from all the festivities.
absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
have a wonderful trip and say hello to the former RAs
Oh,
for us.
we will.
Awesome. Mac, what are you up to?
I mean, I'm on call Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Always great. And then
Yes.
Sunday we depart
Yeah.
for our little trip to Chicago.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
What's
So-
in Chicago?
we are going to a conference on like residential curriculum. So very excited. First conference for me.
Yeah.
And I think you've been before, right?
Yeah, I went back in the fall of 2019, and yeah, just lots of good universities to meet, kind of discuss about residential curriculum. So, but that was in Anaheim that year, but now obviously this year it's in Chicago. So we'll try to say hello to Victor's family. Maybe, I don't know, but it'll be really fun. And,
Yeah.
Have some deep dish for me.
yeah, lots of good deep dish.
I'm hoping to lay eyes on the bean. So
The bean.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, what is your pizza recommendation?
Well, my personal favorite is Lou Malnati's. I think they have the best overall flavor. For the experience, though, it would be Gino's East. It is a legendary establishment. The walls are just covered in, people have like written their names on the walls, and if you look hard, you'll find a few celebrities in there. I think the last time I was there, I think I wrote something near, I think it was Jennifer Lawrence actually, who was nearby where I scribbled in. So
All right.
yeah, if you look hard, you might
Look at that.
sign next to a famous person.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. It's gonna be fantastic.
I'm hoping to sign next to your name.
Oh
Yeah.
I will spend my time trying to find Victor
It's
Davis.
probably been covered up.
I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's there. Awesome. So yeah, speaking of new things that we have on social media, Mac, do you want to talk a little bit about our YouTube channel?
Yeah, so we launched our YouTube channel yesterday. We're hoping to get more videos up there and doing a lot more fun stuff there. We know that a lot of people use YouTube now. I use YouTube all the time. So hoping to get a lot of fun stuff up there. We put a trailer on our Instagram, so it's all the same handle of Living Catholic U. So the link is in our Instagram bio if you want to kind of find it that way. But you can also, I think, just YouTube it and find us. So a lot of fun stuff. Hoping to get some baking with Victor in there.
Yes.
The content that we all need during these times.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
And fun fact, this is our first SidPod episode that we're recording as a live video. So this is super exciting that Mac has introduced us to YouTube, even though YouTube has been around for the longest time.
Yes.
But we're slowly moving through and trying to get into other mediums. So yeah.
I remember my first YouTube video I ever watched, which was the shoes video. Do you remember that
Yes,
one?
let's get some shoes.
Yes.
Shoes.
Yeah.
That one, I think there was one about muffins too.
Muffins.
Yes.
The muffins, those were like
Yes.
the first two YouTube videos, I think.
I feel like mine was probably like that, or maybe like Charlie the Unicorn
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Something
Can't
weird
come out,
like that.
Charlie.
Exactly.
What did he
So-
steal? His kidney or whatever?
Yeah. Man.
His spleen, whatever.
Yes. YouTube's heyday, Fantastic. Well, look out for that in our bio links. Frank, do you want to talk a little bit about CV Community Council?
Sure. So in Centennial Village, we had elections yesterday, and people were running for the executive board and the building representatives for CV Community Council, which is basically a group of students who get to kind of work with myself and the office manager / liaison / former president of CV Community Council, Mike Starsinek, in kind of an effort to bring more of the student voices to us and program more for the needs of the students and the desires of them to build a better community. So for president, we have Fernando Hernandez Reyes. Vice president, we have Moira McCoy. Secretary, we have Sean Scully. Camellia rep is Morgan Fretcher. McDonald's rep is Noah Slater. Unanaway rep is Adeline Mueller. And Walton rep is Pablo Mazarregos. So kind of excited to get started. It was a very closely contested race. I think both of them were decided by less than 2% of overall votes, and they came down to the final hour. So we had a lot of really good people and a lot of good campaigns and good people running, and we hope that they stay involved with President's Life as well. It's a number of capacities to work with your RA and work with your community, and we're excited for the community council to kind of get started and have meetings and really take on different initiatives.
Awesome.
Yeah. Congrats
We're
to all
rocking
of
pretty
them.
soon.
Yes, congrats to our winners.
Wonderful. Cool. Another thing that's sort of coming up, this is obviously recording today, which is Wednesday, October 6th, but tomorrow, Thursday, October 7th, we have CUA on tap. The student ministers have invited Judge Esther Salas, who is Daniel Anderl's mother. And if you didn't know Daniel, he was a student here at Catholic. He had passed away summer of 2020. Very tragic situation, and I know she's going to come talk about her son, talk about potentially even forgiveness and what that sort of looks like from her own personal experience. So it's going to be very powerful, heavy, but just a very interesting and important topic to sort of talk about. So that's tomorrow, Thursday, October 7th, from 7 to 9 p.m. in the great rooms. And sort of last thing that we have for today, just continuing our conversation around curriculum. One of the things that we're sort of focusing on in the next few weeks is conflict resolution and being able to manage interpersonal disagreements. And so do you all have sort of like tips or things that you'd like to share with listeners, residents, about how to best manage conflict?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when people hear conflict, they automatically think that it's a negative thing. But I also see conflict as a way of growing, with others and within yourself. So, a lot of people might shy away from conflict, but think of it as a way that you yourself can grow into a more developed person with conflict.
Absolutely. No, that's great. Great advice, Matt.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think when it comes to roommate situations, I think something that's important is maintaining a level of respect. You're not always going to see eye to eye on every issue, and that's kind of the beauty of what Mac was saying. You get to learn different perspectives, but it's always important to keep respect at the forefront going into those conversations and being willing to listen to the other person's point of view and not just trying to get out your own ideas and your own frustrations. So just being willing to sit there and hear what the other person has to say, take that in, and then vice versa, and then coming to an agreement from there as to what makes the most sense. Obviously, we have RAs to help with mediations and different things, so there is the residential support, but there's also a good opportunity to work on some of these tactics that are going to help you grow for the future when you have these interactions with other friends and family down the road.
For me, I try to see, try to have some perspective on it. So if it's something that, an hour from now, a day from now, I'll just kind of forget about anyway, and we'll move on from, I don't necessarily see, the need to, go all huffing and puffing into something. But if it's something that will bother me, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, then it's probably something that I do want to address, kind of, as soon as I can, so it doesn't fester and become something bigger than it is. So
definitely, having that perspective. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's always I always try to equate it to what your experiences will be like in the future. If If you start to live off campus, how will you manage those conflicts? Even after college, I know a lot of people live with roommates, and so how are you setting up boundaries and setting up expectations and managing those conflicts? And if you, end up living with a significant other, getting married, definitely going to need the conflict resolution skills, and so using the time now to sort of practice those things and use, have those respectful perspectives, keep listening, having, all those things in mind, I think is always super important. So yeah, well, hopefully you're able to, engage in these conflicts and have positive takeaways from us. So, and then sort of last thing, we have health and safety inspections. We mentioned it a little bit last week, but your resident assistants will be reaching out to you all about health and safety inspections. The DC Fire Marshals ask us once a semester to check in with the residents to make sure there are no fire hazards. And we also use that time to make sure that things are clean. You as residents are doing well, and so just a good opportunity for us to sort of check and make sure residents are healthy. So we want to hear from you about your own thoughts on today's episode and ideas for future topics. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Living Catholic U, or Catholic University Residence Life on Facebook to share your thoughts and stay in touch. Talk to you again soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.